everybody, welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, it looks like Twitch is changing another feature on the platform, and this time it deals with community rewards. From internal layoffs and the Partner Plus debacle to all the controversy about ads and when they play and how they play and what the rules are for how many ad dollars you're gonna get. It's been a rough year for Twitch, and this latest thing is just an addition to that really rough year. Yesterday, the Twitch support Twitter account shared, "We've made the decision to shut down the Community Moments beta on October 5th, 2023 due to limited use from the Twitch community. This will allow us to focus on developing features that bring value to more streamers and their communities in the future. Clips created and badges received during the beta will remain available, but streamers will no longer be able to create new moments, and the Community Moments shelf will be removed." So for those of you who don't know what this is at all, basically the way it worked was, let's say you finally beat that boss in Elden Ring, or you finally stopped rolling nat ones in Baldur's Gate, Jesse, and then you could clip that moment, share it with the community, and those who were there for the moment could claim a unique badge and say, hey, I was a part of that. And so your community could get a reward, you could show off the clip of yourself. It was sort of a win-win. But of course, this is one of those things that had mixed reviews. A friend of the show, Ashley Roboto, shared, "I've never been more shattered by you guys removing anything. This is such a huge part of my community's culture, damn." While others who did not have access to the feature were bummed that they didn't even get a chance to give it a try. "I never even got a chance to use moments because I never got access to them. This is super disappointing. Maybe put beta options in a survey to gauge interest instead of giving them to random accounts. I would have used moments so much if I had them." But here's the thing, those are kind of the outliers. As Twitch said, most people didn't use them. And you might be wondering, why is that, Jesse? Well, I can explain it, because here's the thing. I was a part of the very first meeting Twitch had on this topic. They brought a bunch of streamers together to show to them their newest idea, moments. And as we were going through their pitch, and as they're trying to sell us on the idea, I asked them a simple question, and they did not provide an answer to me, and I don't think they had an answer themselves, but this is what I said. I said, if I'm streaming and an amazing moment happens, usually someone watching will clip that. But with moments, if I'm streaming and an amazing moment happens, I have to be so cognizant of the moment occurring and not realizing how amazing it was 10, 15, 20 minutes later. I have to get over the hype of what just occurred on screen to click a button to save the stuff that just happened. I can't think about what the audience is thinking. I can't think about what the game is doing. I have to focus on pressing buttons and managing a stream rather than being in the moment. And I told them that's a big leap for a lot of people playing games and doing things online. Now, if your whole stream is interacting with people and doing like I'm making goofs and I'm talking to you and we're doing, just chatting, much easier. But if you're playing a game and a big moment happens, 99% of the time, you're not going to be anywhere else but in the moment. So to click a thing to generate content seemed insane to me. So I was like, well, maybe a mod or someone who has access to the back end could do it. And they're like, no, that's not how this works. It's about you creating the moment. And as you can see, no one used it because spoilers, when you're in the moment, you're not thinking about saving the moment. So yeah, for those who used it, it sucks, but you can understand clearly why the majority of people who had access didn't use it, because it's not in the forefront of your mind. Most of the time, streamers want things that automate, that can be done in the background so they can focus on entertaining rather than management. And I don't think Twitch got that, especially with this. In other extremely convenient, now that I look news, we have got word that 260 developers are working full steam ahead on the next Witcher game, Projekt Polaris. It's a AAA title. It's coming someday, and I'm very excited. According to Video Games Chronicle, the team working on Cyberpunk 2077's upcoming Phantom Liberty expansion is the largest, although that will soon change, according to CD Projekt's CEO Adam Kaczynski. At the end of July, the Phantom Liberty team working on the pre-release phase consisted of 300 people. He said during an earnings call, "That's fewer than at the end of 2022, but still it remains our biggest team." On the other hand, the Polaris team has grown to almost 260 developers at the end of July. After releasing Phantom Liberty, we will transfer a big part of the team to Polaris. he added later. CD Projekt has also stated that Phantom Liberty will be the one and only expansion for Cyberpunk 2077 due to the technology changes and choices. This is the last time we're working on the Red Engine for the time being, at least. And in the foreseeable future, as you know, we are working on the Unreal Engine from Epic. This was one of the key reasons why we decided this was the only one. So yeah, this is it. This is the only Cyberpunk DLC. It's all we're getting, but hopefully we now have a full, complete, awesome game from start to finish. Really excited to jump back in. And from this point on, it's everyone working on what comes next for The Witcher, which apparently, starting with Witcher 4, is a multi-game series, a huge new arc. Who are the characters? Is it Geralt? I don't know. Is it Ciri? Who knows? We'll all find out together. Very excited. As you know, I'm a big CDP fanboy. I love everyone there to death, so this is right up my alley. I will say, though, codenaming something Polaris does not sit well with me because as a man who used to work for a thing called Polaris that took a lot of my damn money, I always think not fondly about it. Speaking of things I do think fondly of, oh boy, it's time for your Crenminute.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to the Crenminute, my once-a-week segment where I have to talk about whatever I want for a minute. Today, we're talking about Starfield, because everybody's talking about Starfield, and I just wanted to give my opinion on it, because every time I look at the internet now, well, people are yelling pretty much any time of the year, but right now they're yelling about Starfield specifically, and it seems like one of those things where so many people were hyped up for it, like this is gonna be amazing, it's gonna be the Elder Scrolls in space, this is gonna be wild, right? Spaceships and stuff. And other people are like, you know, this sucks, it's No Man's Sky, right? It's just Elder Scrolls No Man's Sky, and like these back and forth people going at it, and it's like, you know, just because some review is like, it's okay, or some reviews like it's bad, and some reviews like it's good, like just play the game. Right? I mean, you don't even have to play the game. Go watch people play the game, and if it looks like your type of game, then go play it and see how you have fun with it. Like, to me, it's so easy to find out if a game is going to be for you or not, right? A lot of people like, is the game good or bad? Well, sometimes it doesn't even matter. Sometimes it's just, is it your type of game, right? There's plenty of games I played other people don't like, and then there's games that other people play that I don't like, right? So I think a lot of people also got spoiled because of Baldur's Gate 3 being so insanely good. So a lot of people might be comparing Starfield to Baldur's Gate a little unfairly, but if, like, from everything I've seen, they're like, it's No Man's Sky in space, or well, obviously it's No Man's Sky mixed with Bethesda. And so if you like those types of games, you're probably going to like Starfield. And if you don't really like Bethesda games, or you don't really like No Man's Sky, you're probably not going to like it. And so this has been 2 minutes, but my main point here is just play what you want. You don't have to listen to what other people say, and just enjoy the game if you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, then whatever. And if you're like, hey, this was an okay experience, then it was okay. Speaking of okay, the Cox and Crendor podcast, youtube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast over on YouTube. It's a very okay podcast. See ya.
Well, that's it for me. Thanks again. A lot of people have been asking, Jesse, what's all this stuff behind you? We're filming stuff for Patreon, for the YouTube channel, for all sorts of things. So if you want more information, patreon.com/Jesse Cox is where to go. And I'll see you all Monday.